I got this comment, and I don't know why this idea is going in people's minds nowadays, but they think that trans women is all about dressing and hair and all these. Maybe to some people it is the fact that certain trans people are only concentrating on body than anything else, and they're trying to grow hair, and then they are just claiming to be women and all that. Now, not every trans person is like that, and that's not what according to me, that's not what trans ideology is. I think nobody would transition for growing longer hair only, or for wearing female clothes only, unless if they that can be part of it, but that's not all about transition. That's one of the aspects of transitioning, because you want to represent as yourself, basically what you are from inside, what you look like. And they are saying that if a man starts growing the hair, and the man can grow hair, and they can just wear whatever, and they can have surgeries, and they can still be a man and proud of themselves being a man. The problem is, okay, men do grow hair, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with men growing hair, but why would a man want to have a sex change surgery and to have a feminization surgery to look like a woman and still be called a man? Why would they want to do that? If you're saying that's the category of a man, why doing all that effort? And if that is still an effort, then it is a fetish that you want to achieve something or look like something, because they think about transition in a sexual aspect. Transition is not about just a sexual aspect. We all are sexual human beings, but if you just think about transition from sexual aspects, you're going to think about secondary characteristics only. You're going to think about, change your gender, change your penis to vagina so that you can have better sex or something, or growing your hair longer so you can attract more men or whoever. But that's just the sexual aspect of it. Why do people normally transition with gender dysphoria? That's not the story of gender dysphoria. I think in my case, I could have lived like a man, and I did live like a man for a long time, for 26 years of my life, and I didn't want to transition at that time. Of course, when I was going through puberty, I was sad when I was turning more and more into men, and I didn't like it. But I decided at the age of 26 that I finally given up acting like a man, that I'm not trying to hide my feelings, who I was from inside. And I did not transition to go to female spaces or to have certain privileges that women have. I was tired of living and pretending to make everyone else happy but myself. So that's why I transitioned. And with that logic, I do not want to invade in people's places or take advantage of certain rights that women have. So if people say that trans people do this for fetish reasons or to get invade into female spaces, there are some bad apples everywhere, but that's not the whole story of a trans person, of why people should transition. Otherwise, the doctors, the psychologists, they wouldn't permit it. Certain people do become gender therapists and they talk about it, or psychologists, and they talk about it, but they don't have that personal experience, so how could they actually talk about on behalf of everyone else? And again, no matter whether you're a man or woman or trans, you do have certain good people and bad people within your community, within your gender spectrum. Now, you can't judge everyone on behalf of that. If it doesn't work out for you, that's your personal experience, not everyone else's. So why people are being this dickhead, I have no idea. This woman commented and said, well, if I find myself in a private space with you, a person like you, I'll be scared because you're a man, and men can do a lot to a woman and women are scared. Of course that is true. I think any woman would be scared to be in a private space with a man, with either trans or even lesbians or even anybody with psychological condition. You don't have to be a trans for that. Now, how does it apply to me? First of all, I don't want to be in private space with you. Secondly, I think you can't judge everyone in the same shoe without having a crime committed. For example, yes, it is a fear, but how many people who are trans in this world? There are plenty of trans people in this world, and not everybody is committing a crime. If that was the case, then all women were attacked. So that's not the case. Secondly, you don't need to be in private space with me, and I don't want to be in private space with you. If you're talking about private spaces, if that's a concern about safety, totally understandable. and I support trans women not going to female spaces because anybody can manipulate it. But by saying that, you just because I'm a trans person, I will attack them, that's a horrible thing to say, because you're just speculating something that didn't happen. How could you make someone responsible for a crime when the crime hasn't happened? Like, every human being in this world, every man and woman is capable of committing a crime, committing a killing or something, or murder. But are we going to punish those people without having those crimes committed just because they have a capability of committing those crimes? Should we just kill all the people because they can commit a crime? If we go by that logic, this world wouldn't exist, because we all have certain evil in us, and we have capabilities and we have power in our strength to commit those crimes. But are we committing them? I mean, we are only responsible when we commit those crimes, not without committing it. So how can you make someone responsible for it? And this idea of thinking that all trans women are after women, I'm sorry, most trans women are not interested in women at all. I mean, I personally don't have anything to do with it, so no idea where this thing come from. And all those gay guys who are happy growing their hair and wearing feminine clothes or having alter ego doing drag and stuff, good for them. I'm not judging them. Don't talk on behalf of my personal experience, because my experience is different. If transition doesn't work out for you, if that's not the solution for your self, that's something personal to you. How can you judge me on behalf of that? It's awful thing to say, and to judge people. Just have common sense, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.